On June 24th, 2025, the Indiana Fever hosted the Seattle Storm at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in a marquee WNBA showdown that carried significant postseason implications. In a game defined by momentum swings and dramatic turning points, the Fever outlasted the Storm with a 94-86 victory. This contest, rich with early dominance, mid-game adjustments, and an electrifying fourth-quarter surge, offers an insightful look at the tactical evolution and resilience of both teams during the 2025 season. Welcome to Jintatski Sports, your spot for all things sports. From legendary moments and big-time plays to inspiring stories and deep dives, we bring you the content that keeps the game alive. If you love sports as much as we do, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. The game opened with both teams eager to impose their style. The Storm, led by the veteran drive of Skylar Diggins, set a brisk pace with aggressive moves in the paint and well-timed jumpers. However, the Fever countered swiftly as the physical presence of Aliyah Boston in the post and the strategic distribution by Caitlin Clark took effect. Their rapid exchanges, characterized by crisp ball movement and smart decision-making, allowed Indiana to edge ahead 27-24 by the end of the first quarter, establishing an early competitive tone. In the second period, the Fever built steadily on that foundation. Although Caitlin Clark endured a challenging shooting night, registering only 6 points from the field, she still orchestrated the offense with precision, contributing 11 assists and 5 rebounds. Her ability to attract defensive pressure opened lanes for teammates like Kelsey Mitchell, whose perimeter scoring remained consistent throughout the period. Complementing these efforts, Aliyah Boston relentlessly attacked the basket, culminating in a buzzer-beating 3. By halftime, Indiana had extended their lead to 44-39, benefiting from disciplined offensive sets and effective rebounding. After the break, the contest intensified as the Seattle Storm sought to narrow the gap. The Storm's rhythm began to click through orchestrated drives and mid-range jumpers, with Skylar Diggins leading the charge and motivating her teammates. A pivotal shift occurred around the midway point of the third quarter when a well-timed defensive steal ignited a fast break, momentarily stinging the Fever. Despite persistent scoring contributions from Kelsey Mitchell and sustained interior efforts by Aliyah Boston, who turned in a standout performance that night, the Fever managed to cling to a narrow 71-66 lead. The atmosphere grew electric as both teams understood that each possession now carried even more weight. The final period set the stage for a dramatic resolution. Indiana's previously fluid offensive rhythm suddenly stalled as strategic defensive traps and weak side denial effectively iced out key playmakers. With just 3:21 remaining, a backdoor cut from Lexie ignited a momentum shift. She scored a crucial 3, and Boston's ensuing N1 sprinted the lead further. Despite Seattle's determined late push, the Fever held firm, for costly turnovers in the final 6 minutes yielded 11 extra points for the Storm. But Indiana's balanced scoring and defensive composure eventually secured the 94-86 victory. A close examination of the Fever's performance reveals a blend of notable strengths and evolving vulnerabilities. Offensively, their early success was driven by Aliyah Boston's dominant post play, bolstered by her imposing drives and rebounding, and enhanced by Caitlin Clark's visionary playmaking, which produced 11 assists and 5 rebounds even on an off-shooting night. These factors allowed Indiana to build early leads and control the flow of the game. However, the team's offensive rhythm unraveled when defensive traps neutralized their primary creator, exposing an over-reliance on predictable perimeter plays. The struggle to generate alternative scoring options, combined with critical turnovers in crunch time, remains a significant weakness. There is an opportunity to diversify the offensive palette with more mid-range penetrating drives and increased contributions from bench players like Lexie and Damiris Dantas. The recurring risk, however, is a tendency for fourth-quarter collapses that could jeopardize their postseason ambitions if left unaddressed. In post-game film sessions, head coach Christy Sides and her staff will focus intensively on the breakdowns that led to the late-game stall. The coaching staff aims to develop a sustainable late-game blueprint that avoids crisis mode execution. This involves recalibrating offensive schemes to incorporate more mid-range penetrations and diversified ball movement, reducing dependence on perimeter shots when high traps disrupt Caitlin Clark's rhythm. Additionally, mental reset protocols will be implemented, with on-court leadership from Aliyah Boston and Lexie playing a crucial role in stabilizing the team during pressure surges. By closely examining the turnover-laden final minutes, the Fever intend to transform reactive responses into a consistently resilient approach throughout the game. For the Storm, the game underscored both potential and areas for improvement. Their strengths lay in the balanced scoring instigated by veteran Skylar Diggins and complemented by well-timed drives and perimeter shooting. The Storm's aggressive transition play and capacity to generate momentum in the third and fourth quarters highlighted their adaptability. However, early game inconsistencies and reliance on bursts of isolated scoring hindered their ability to build a sustained advantage. Their reactive adjustments late in the game, while effective in surging to close margins, revealed a vulnerability in maintaining consistent pressure from tip-off. An opportunity exists to build a more uniform offensive rhythm across all quarters. The primary threat, however, is overdependence on reactive fourth-quarter heroics, which could expose them against more disciplined opponents. For the Storm, head coach and staff will work to transform their reactive late-game surges into a proactive, systematic approach. Strategies will focus on eliminating early-game irregularities by reinforcing disciplined shot selection and minimizing defensive lapses in the first half. Emphasis will also be placed on enhancing bench cohesion and streamlining transitional play, ensuring that their fourth-quarter brilliance becomes a consistent trait from the opening tip. The goal is to create an offensive rhythm that integrates early momentum with sustained pressure, thereby reducing the reliance on last-minute adjustments and making their overall performance more robust against top-tier opposition. The June 24th contest between the Indiana Fever and the Seattle Storm captured the unpredictable intensity of elite WNBA competition. While the Fever's blend of physical dominance and structured playmaking enabled them to build a significant early lead, their offensive rhythm was briefly disrupted under intense defensive pressure. Nonetheless, a crucial backdoor cut and timely shots in the final minutes allowed them to fend off a spirited comeback, culminating in a 94-86 victory. In the post-game press, Coach Christy Sides praised Lexie's impact, stating, "Her energy on the floor during crunch time was indispensable." As both teams retreat to their war rooms, the tactical insights and psychological lessons from this game will undoubtedly ripple through the remainder of the 2025 season and may ultimately shape how deep they go come playoff time. Thanks for watching Jintotsky Sports. If that video hit home or gave you something to think about, drop a like and let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories that bring the heart of sports to life. Until next time, stay inspired and keep chasing greatness.